Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to be covering a game that I loved and just got to finish playing last week, which was Silent Hill F. I mean, just off bats, it's a terrific psychological adventure. It really doesn't hold back in some of the gore, some of the kills, and being heavily story driven. I think it is a great addition to the Silent Hill franchise as a whole, and it really does a great job at standing on its own 2 feet and being, its own thing. But I think the difference makes it feel fresh. As I said before, this isn't the Silent Hill we've come to know and have played before. They've gone away with the rusted American streets and foggy diners of the franchise's past, and instead have transported us to the beautiful 1960s rural Japan, to a town that is both breathtakingly beautiful and deeply unsettling. And when I say beautiful, it manages to be extremely visually stunning from the moment you enter the game. Now, the game was developed by Neobards Entertainment, a studio respected for its collaboration on Resident Evil projects in the past. Director Al Yang and producer Motoi Okamoto led the team, but the biggest creative spark came from Ryukushi, author of Higurashi and Omeniko. God, I'm sorry, I probably butchered all of that. His influence did ensure that the narrative leaned into psychological horror with literary complexity, and damn it if he didn't nail that shit on the head. Hanako Shimizu, the protagonist, is voiced by Kanatsu Kato in Japanese and Suzy Young in English. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. She represents the ordinary girl caught under societal pressures and her families. This makes the supernatural intrusion of Silent Hill even more powerful because it grows directly out of her vulnerabilities. Now, the fictional town of Ebisu Gaioke is inspired by Kaneyama and Gero of Gifu Prefecture. The developers conducted on-site research photographing shrines and narrow alleys. The authenticity shows in the details, from wooden homes to rain-swollen paths that the fog both hides and reveals throughout gameplay, creating an atmosphere that is simultaneously beautiful and menacing. Combat shifts away from firearms in this one. Instead, you use melee tools, steel pipes, axes, bats, and traditional weapons like the naginata. And damn if that bat and that axe don't come in clutch throughout gameplay. Weapons do degrade as you use them, forcing improvisation. A psychological system adds more tension, as Hanako's mental state changes how the world is perceived, warping visuals and audio during panic. This creates an immersive feedback loop between the player's fear and the character's fear itself. Exploration emphasizes branching paths, shrines, and puzzles. The choices you make in these spaces ripple forward into consequences much later on down the road. Reading a note or purifying a shrine might open or close off routes. This design encourages careful reflective play instead of just rushing through to the next objective. Silent Hill F features 5 separate endings. The default is Coming Home to Roost, which is a tragic resolution to the game. That's the one that I got because I only played through it once on hard mode and it took me 18.5 hours. Once completed, you can replay the game on New Game Plus, which unlocks the other 4 endings, which is The Fox's Wedding, The Fox Wets Its Tail, Ebisuaka's In Silent, and the UFO-style Great Space Invasion. Each requires specific conditions like accepting or refusing cursed items or the use of the red capsules to accomplish and reach. The Great Space Invasion continues the Silent Hill tradition of absurdic comedic endings, as I'm pretty sure there's a UFO ending in almost every single game. And these endings offer levity after hours of psychological dread, showing Konami still respects the franchise quirks. Now, graphically, Silent Hill F is built in Unreal Engine 5, and as stated before, goddamn if this isn't a beautiful game. Flowers bloom vividly, then rot grotesquely within seconds. Shrines shimmer with calm, only to twist into grotesque forms. The fog is more than an atmosphere feeling, it shapes how players engage with the world. The game is stunningly beautiful, like I said, from the moment you enter it, and it was really one of the first things I was mentioning and addressing as soon as we started gameplay. It's just how visually stunning it is. This comes paired with amazing sound design, which is equally striking. Akira Yamaoka, I'm so sorry I'm going to be butchering everyone's name throughout this video, returned alongside Kensuke Inage, Dai, and Zaki. The score throughout blends fragile melodies with discordant tones. Cicadas buzzing and distorted whispers weaponize silence and sound in equal measure. With headphones, every step feels suffocating, and it really does push home the immersion of the game itself. Now, reception has already been strong with Silent Hill F since release. It's scoring around 85 on Metacritic with very positive user reviews on Steam. Critics have praised the writing and atmosphere, though some have disliked the melee combat. Oh well, it can't please everybody. Producer Motoi Okamoto acknowledged this divisiveness, but emphasized that the stories acclaimed validated the risk. Now, there were some quirks. Turning off motion blur created visual glitches. To me, I turn off motion blur in every game because it tends to really help with visuals. Removing fog revealed stunning details but reduced the horror effect altogether. These technical elements show how deeply atmosphere is embedded into the design philosophy of the game. When you're playing the game, make sure you're taking time to explore. Read all environmental notes and think before using red capsules, especially if you're trying to get certain endings. Replay value is built into the game, and the narrative deepens as you progress through multiple playthroughs. Now, as I stated at the beginning of the video, Silent Hill F does stand out on its own as a reinvention of the franchise as a whole. By moving the horror to 1960s Japan, Neobards and Konami reclaimed Silent Hill's psychological roots while expanding its cultural and narrative reach. This is not just a horror game, but an exploration of heritage, memory, and fear. And it really does all of that in strides. The psychological part of it really stands out and really pushes home for you. And you really start to question just the morale of the character herself as you play through the game, which honestly really supports the ending that you come to. I personally love this game, and I give it like a 9 out of 10. Of course, with everything, there are some mechanics that are painful, but I think a lot of that comes down to user error, because as I got better with dodging as well as my countering, getting through certain areas became a lot easier. The first boss was dreadfully hard for me due to the fact that I wasn't understanding the mechanics or countering at all, and I got stuck on it for about 2 hours. But the game really is so great and so beautiful, and the story is so rich that all of these little things can easily be overlooked and moved on about without dreading on it, because the game is just that great. I really think that this is something that everyone should play, and if you're a Silent Hill fan, I think it's a beautiful addition to the franchise. As I said, there is a lot of stuff in it that feels really different to what we're used to, and almost feels like Elden Ring-ish when it comes to bosses or some of the creatures that you do fight. But I don't think that that's something there that to detract from it, as opposed to give it some new, fresh taste and really push home the fact that the franchise is going to live on and that we can take things in a new direction and still make the game great for everybody. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you guys played this game? Have you guys watched people play it or watch any other reviews? Are you guys planning on getting it and playing it in your free time or at any point at all? Are you a fan of the Silent Hill franchise? Is this your first entry into the franchise? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.